Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. So this is going to be a quick one, and it's just going to be me giving my opinions on every single augment in the team contracts event. Since you can only buy these bundles once, the chances of you getting more than 1 to 2 augments from this is pretty low. So I thought I would give my opinion on what augment you should focus on getting if you plan on participating in the event. So first, legendary keys, obviously good if you have all the augments. I'm going for this one personally since I already have a bunch of good augments. I have over half of these augments and I've used every single one of these augments before. So I have just no plans on getting an augment. I want to get a legendary key just because I love skins. And if you don't have Armadillo module, I would honestly probably get this one before any of the augments just because Armadillo is such a strong protection. Now it's probably going to be coming in the next Tanki fund, so you can use that information as you will, maybe save for the next Tanki fund, even though the last 2 ones have been really crap, so it could not be worth it. So Hammer Assault Magazine. Now ever since it got the range nerf, it's pretty mediocre in anything over a small to medium map. So if you're a long range map enjoyer, I probably wouldn't go for this. And a lot of people use hammer protection. It is still really good if you have booster, but for the range you have, it's not the best augment anymore. Now, hammer heavy slugger is actually pretty good. The main reason I say that is because it's amazing in long range maps. It is a little bit less powerful in terms of damage per second that hammer assault can do. So I would go for heavy hammer slugger if you enjoy long range maps, and if you enjoy medium to small range maps, I would go for assault magazine. Now we're on to Vulcan explosive band. Now this augment is honestly really good for Vulcan. I would probably go and get it over Vulcan Shredder. Shredder is the objectively better augment, but it's just not as much fun to use. You're not able to really turn your turret all that well with Shredder, and explosive band just makes for a more concise and overall enjoyable experience in my opinion. Now Vulcan Shredder is better. It's still a decently broken augment, and Vulcan is pretty strong right now, but if you just enjoy the more easily accessible augment, I would go with explosive band. But if you're willing to go through the pain of not being able to turn your turret that well, Shredder is definitely the better option. Now Striker Missile Tandem, it's okay. It makes your salvo time really reduced, so you can aim super fast and you get 2 rockets per salvo. It's just it's kind of mediocre compared to the other Striker augments like Faust. I'd honestly wait for that to come back to containers and just skip out on this one. Now Thunder Adaptive Reload's probably the best augment for Thunder right now. Vacuum Shells was nerfed. Vacuum Shells has 25% less damage if you hit direct shots. It's a lot more map oriented. If you get a really good map for splash damage, it's amazing. But if you get a map that doesn't have a lot of splash damage situations, pretty mediocre. Thunder Adaptive Reload is far more broad and works on almost every single map pretty effectively. The only downside is that a lot of people use Thunder Protection right now, but Thunder Adaptive Reload is definitely the better augment. Now Scorpion Uranium Shells kind of sucks. There's not much to say about it. It's just not my go-to. I wouldn't use it. Swarm is actually really broken right now. I do plan on making a Swarm video. Swarm is amazing right now. I would definitely save and wait for containers to have Swarm in it because it's amazing right now. Now Railgun Hyperspeed Shells is actually relatively good on long range maps. The big downside to this is that you do not want to be using this augment in short range maps. Now the big reason for that is you get 50% less damage if you're shooting people up close. But if you're a really avid long range map enjoyer, I would probably go for this. Now Magnum Vacuum Core is another augment that I probably wouldn't go for after the nerf. Now it probably could be buffed again because Magnum is not as strong as it used to be a few months ago, and that definitely goes towards Magnum Vacuum Core as well, because ever since the Magnum Vacuum nerf, it just hasn't been nearly as strong. So I probably wouldn't go for this Magnum one. Now I actually quite enjoy Super Solenoids. Your splash damage is pretty crap, but your salvo shot does an additional 30% damage, and topped with booster, it's a really good augment. Now is it worth 1,000 when you have all these other broken augments here? Probably not, but if you have all the other augments, Super Solenoids is pretty good. I might go for this if I have the extra points, just because all these other augments I have other than Tandem and Shredder, but honestly, Super Solenoids is a good pick. Now, the Lifeguard drones are amazing. They're only 500. You can get 2 of these for 2 holes you enjoy. Lifeguard gives you an extra 1,000 hit points, and on light holes, that's effectively half of your health. So if you guys have all these augments, honestly, go for these. Now, I would only go for these Lifeguard and hole augments if you already have a decent amount of these broken augments and you don't want any new ones. But if you're going to participate in this event, definitely go for the turret augments and Armadillo first, and then maybe go for this if you don't have enough points to get another one. Now, Miner drones only amazing if you have a heavy hull. At least that's my opinion, because heavy hulls survive longer. You can get more mines placed. Now the miner drone, it's just not as much fun for me. I get it, it does get pretty broken in deathmatch mode, but if you're not playing in deathmatch mode, you have to be pretty offensive in order for the mines to be super effective. And then blasters, honestly, pretty darn good. If you have it on a medium or light hull, it's amazing, but you don't want to get it on a heavy hull like Titan Blaster. Heavy hull Blaster isn't that effective because the chances are you're not going to get that close to someone with a heavy hull. So what would I focus on if I didn't have any of these augments? I would probably get Assault Magazine first for the short range capabilities with Hammer. I just love the augment. It does such high damage numbers even against people with protection. The only downside is that the range is really crap on it. Now, a lot of people should probably go for Vulcan Shredder just because the damage is incredible. I just don't enjoy using it. It's kind of annoying to use. It's not that much fun to use, but if you can get through the annoyance of using it, it's actually really good. And then honestly, Thunder Adaptive Reload, you can't beat it. It's one of the best augments in the game for Thunder. It's amazing. If you get a map where there's a ton of enemies, you can easily get multi-shots and just pound them like you're using your overdrive. And then Super Solenoid is a nice Gauss option. And then of course, if you have all those, I would probably focus on Lifeguard and Blaster first for the medium to light hulls. Now this honestly can apply to just augments in general. You may want to wait for some of these augments to come to containers because they're all pretty strong augments other than a few. But yeah, that's my opinions on all these augments. Definitely let me know what you think you're going to buy first. Don't forget to use creator tag Taspens. See you in a future video. Peace out.